Yep. Black Girl Stocks official merch is now live, so you can either scroll down and click underneath this video, or you can go over to teesprings.com. We have t-shirts, different colors, different sizes, crew necks, sweatshirts, get rich, stay rich, everything positive. You already know how we do. So go ahead, check out Black Girl Stocks official merch.
Foxtail from the D.
Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Foxtail Digital coming to you again with Black Girl Stocks, and this is gonna be part 2 of our stock market Q&A. So I wanted to know what questions a lot of you guys have in regards to stocks. So let's go ahead and let's get right into it. But first, if this is your first time watching this video, please make sure that you click that thumbs up button. It really helps the channel. I need this video to get 2,000 likes. That's gonna help get us to that 100K milestone. So we're on our way to 100K. We have maybe 76,000. I think I just hit 76,000 today while filming this one. So thank you guys so much for your support. Also, make sure that you subscribe and click that notification bell so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video for you guys. If you're new to options trading and you're stuck on what stocks to trade options on, or even different types of option strategies like credit spreads, earning report plays, there's a service called Tiblio that offers amazing stock option picks and a great selection of strategies to choose from. So make sure that you check them out. They update their list within every hour of the day with the best stock picks. So make sure that you check out Tiblio. I'll leave a link in the description below. And also, if you are interested, make sure that you use my link when you sign up for Tiblio so that you're gonna get 20% off your first month. All right, let's go ahead and let's get into these questions. Like I said, this is part 2 of the stock market Q&A, so these are all questions from you guys. Question 1, what made you get into the stock market? That's a really good question. I do know that stocks have been interesting to me since I was younger. So since I was a little kid, I was interested in trading stocks. I told you guys before in a video that my parents trade, so that's always been inspiring to me. Just even understanding how to invest and build wealth, that's exciting in itself, right? So, I mean, that's pretty much it. It's also the self-taught aspect for me. I love the saying, self-taught knowledge will make you very happy and wealthy. And I believe that 100%. So it's the same idea of doing what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. So that's why I like trading stocks. It keeps you on your feet, keeps you on your toes. It keeps you researching, learning new things, and it's just a different conversation. I like to say that I'm an investor. That was an easy question. Next, can I just repeat option trading on the same stock over and over again? Yes, yes, and yes. This is honestly a stock trading investor's dream. Well, I'll say goal, not dream, because we actually make things happen. Dreams are for over there. So to have the same stock or even a list of stocks that are trading in certain patterns that you can pick up on, this is probably going to be different for everybody, but the idea is going to be the same. For something like this, all that you would need is a watch list of stocks that have clear patterns of being overbought and oversold over a period of time. This is the golden stock. Okay, so just like this little selection here, let's go on the 3-month chart. Think about this like a golden goose that you can just keep getting gold eggs from for profits and price movement swings, different indicators, and of course using stock trends. I'm always gonna say the trend is your friend. If you can find a stock that has repeated patterns, it's in an uptrend or a downtrend. It doesn't even have to always be an uptrend. It just needs to be in a trend and have patterns that you can just keep going in, jumping in and jump out. Jump in, jump out. That's what I've been doing with Doge. Pretty much all the crypto I've been doing. I've been just trading those same 3 crypto for about 2 weeks and just making a few thousand. So of course you can do that. Easy question. Next. So can you speak more on how to understand indicators? Indicators use mathematical calculations that can be used with a stock's past price movements, like volume, the actual price, and other things. So they don't have anything to do with news, earnings, profit, or anything like that. It's 100% based on past price changes. So with that being said, indicators are used for 3 reasons. 1, to alert you about the stock trend. 2, to predict the direction of a stock price in the future. and 3, and to confirm those alerts from other indicators. And I know that indicators are better to use together and almost worthless if you use them by themselves. And I just want to show you guys how I've been using the RSI and the MACD together. So you see here how this is the 1 minute chart. Let's change it to 20. So you see here how this is obviously in a bearish downtrend right now, and it has these patterns of going up and down, up and down. Great. So you can see different patterns of when you would want to jump in or jump out based on the stock being overbought or oversold. You can see that right here with the RSI. So when the RSI is down here, when it's low like that, so it is, why are you acting like that? It's at about 35. This will be probably a time to buy in. Boom. Then you see right there, it's at 48. I would probably, I wouldn't want to sell it that low, but that's just what I'm trying to show you, that the price change. Now looking right here, the RSI is at 52. So it's still not super high, it's kind of neutral. But one thing that I would say is, okay, so yeah, you see that it's overbought and oversold. The one way that you can use the RSI with the MACD to make sure that you're getting good signals, let's say you want to make sure you don't want to be in here during a large dip. Okay, or you want to get in when you know it's about to be a large price movement. Let's just give an example right here. You see right here, when was this? When the price was it was 68 cents. You see right here, the RSI is high too, but look down here at this MACD. This is huge, huge MACD price movement. So that's a huge gain in price. I use that, the MACD and the RSI together, so I can see when you're gonna have a larger price movement. I try and stay away from the small ripples like what it's doing right now. You see how the MACD, not really that big, so you're not having huge, well, you see right here where you have this huge price movement. There was, larger distance with the MACD, but yeah. Keep in mind the indicators are mainly used for short-term profits and active traders. So definitely I would consider that day traders and swing traders like me, like us. Somebody who is considered a long-term investor, they're not gonna get much use out of indicators because they're just gonna buy and hold it for a long time anyway. So, the most part that they would probably use an indicator for is their initial investment. When is the best time to get into it? But that's pretty much that. And of course, like we mentioned earlier, you can put indicators in 2 categories. Leading indicators that are gonna give trade signals when a trend is starting. So these indicators are going to try to predict the future price and use short-term time periods in their calculation. So this is what gives the lead in the price movement. It's using, price movements in closer time periods. The most popular leading indicators are the RSI, MACD, and the stochastic. Ooh, girl, that is embarrassing. Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. You have the leading indicators. Next, you're gonna have your lagging indicators that follow the price action. So you have the leading ones that are gonna predict price movement, and then you have other ones that are just going to follow the price action. We aren't necessarily predicting what's going on, but monitoring these movements. These lagging indicators are going to give signals after the trend or a reversal has already happened. These indicators can be used to help you find the trend. So I always tell you, you want to find your trend first. So you can use these indicators to help you find that trend. Great lagging indicators are moving averages like the EMA and moving average lines. Also MACD, which is used to show changes in the strength, direction, momentum, and length of a stock trend. And then also the Bollinger Bands. So all of those are going to be great lagging indicators to help you see what's actually going on here, what's the trend. Not where we're going, but where we've been. And if you don't know where you're never gonna know where you're going if you don't know where you've been first. History is important. There's a lot of information that you can get with indicators, like the entry and exit signals. So I'm thinking about starting a series and doing videos on a lot of individual indicators. I've been trying to cram all of this information into a lot of topics, so I'm thinking that we can slow it down and just take it one step at a time. Leave a comment below and let me know which indicators that you guys want me to break down. Next, how do you know when a stock is good for option calls, puts, or whatever in this current market? Okay, so how do you know if you want to do a call or a put option? That's really a great question. So the answer to that question for me is the stock charts, the patterns, and then the time frame that you want to look at. So this is all going to depend on the particular stock that you're looking at. How long do you plan on the stock taking to actually reach that strike price? That's important. So you have this stock, you have an option contract to buy the stock at a certain price by a certain time. How long is it going to take for it to possibly reach that? We don't know, but that's why we have expiration dates, and that's why you want to give yourself more time for, the price to actually reach that strike price or more above. So it's all very important. Obviously, you know that call options are going to gain value as the stock price gains value, and then the put option is going to gain value when the stock drops. So you want to know overall what direction is that stock moving in. So start with maybe the 1 month or the 3 month time frame. Is the stock going up or down overall? Is it side trending? Is it trading at clear support and resistance zones? So this is where you can start to see what option would be profitable. And then looking at VLRS, go to your options. So you already know you have different expiration dates. You're going to pick something further out. And all of these are different option contracts. All of these are different contracts that have different profitability for you. So you want to be checking out your delta, gamma. What's the implied volatility? And then also, what is the number on the bid versus the ask? Different things like that. So this is where you can start to see what option would be profitable. Then an entirely different strategy would be option contracts that gain value whether the stock goes up, down, or sideways. These are the option spreads, iron condors, and so much more. And I'm gonna do another shout out to Tiblio. If you guys are interested in learning or just getting into option spreads, make sure you check out Tiblio because they're gonna have all of that for you. Okay, next, how do we know when it is a good time to buy and then the best time to sell stock? That's fair, it's fair. So when it comes to buying and selling stock options, ETFs, or anything like that, timing is very important. But yeah, I see a lot of investors on Webull or just everywhere use the term buy the dip. So that's one thing, that you can do. Get the stock when it's on sale. So this is a great time to buy a stock when it's low in price. It'll need to be a high valued stock. So it needs to be a highly valuable stock. When will you know if a stock is considered undervalued? You'll get good insight into a stock's value by looking at the company's future outlook for growth and profits. What are the future predictions for the stock's EPS, earnings per share, and the profit earning ratio? So I've said before, for PE ratios, I say about a range of 15 to 25. Anything more than 25 is overvalued to me. Also compare the company's PE ratios with other companies in the same sector, like like American Airlines versus Southwest. So you can get both of those, put them side by side, and see who's doing what, who has a higher or lower PE ratio, who has a better prediction as far as earnings and everything like that. So that's a deeper approach. Another method to use when to gauge entry and exit points are your indicators. So we just talked about that in a previous question. So for example, we used earlier the RSI and the MACD confirmation signals, and other indicators like the EMA lines. Crossovers of long to short-term EMA lines are a great indicator that the price is about to move up. So that's a great entry signal. Things like that. So there's that. Next, if I have $100 to start investing, should you buy 1 share of a good stock ETF or 10 shares with 10 towards something that's towards something else? That's a really good question. So I'm thinking you're saying, let's say if you had $100, should you throw the $100 into one stock, or should you put $10 into 10 different stocks or something like that? I'll say it really depends on your risk tolerance. I mean, you can easily put that $100 into a stock that you know is moving, or something like crypto, Doji right now, honey, you already know. So just talking about Doji coin, it's under $1, so you'll get over 100 coins for that right now. So you can do that. But that sets you up for more risk, because let's just say that the stock or the crypto that you invested 100% into tanks, then you're at a larger loss. But if you spread that money out to different stocks, then one stock's profits don't or won't offset another, and vice versa. And that's called diversifying your portfolio. Buying different stocks in different sectors and classes can save you from a lot of loss. So for example, I'm not practicing when I'm preaching right now because I have 3 top crypto right now. So I have Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Litecoin, what is it, Ethereum or something like that, ETH, whatever. Diversify your portfolio. That was a good question. All right, next. Where to find the info to choose the stocks. All right, so we're in Webull right now, and we can use the same company. So you'll find all that information, just scroll down and you can go to profile. That's gonna give you information about the stock, the different industry that it's in and how it's doing. Yeah, it's gonna give you everything. You go to your financials, it's gonna show you your earnings per share, how it's done over time and how it's projected in the future. So you have your actual versus your estimate. Of course, when the actual is over the estimate, then that's a plus. You have your earnings, alerts, all this. So you have ROA, EPS, book value. So everything, debt to asset ratio. So you don't want anything that has too much debt. This is looking like a good company. It has low debt, everything. So yeah, all of this information is important. Income statement. You want all of this to be great. Balance sheets, cash flow. So all of this is where you can find this in Webull. It's so much easier here. In Robinhood, I really don't know because Robinhood is kind of trash. And I don't use Robinhood like that. Oh, that's all we did today? Let me see. I don't think it's gonna show it for this, but I don't know. I don't use Robinhood, so I don't know. But that's where you would find it on Webull. So the company's strength versus competitors, like we just talked about with the PE ratio comparison, debt to equity ratio. Does it show a lot to pay back? Does it have a lot of money to pay back with its new profits? That's important. Also the price to book ratio, that compares the company's market capital to the actual book value. They say 1.0 is a good number for an undervalued stock. So values under 3 are gonna be great for your BV versus PE. Yeah. So yeah, all of this information about the stock is, you're gonna find that on your brokerage. And if you don't find that information there, like Robinhood that's trash and doesn't give you anything, then you can go and find it on Yahoo Finance, Markets Watch, or other websites like that. Easy as pie. Next, it's the candlestick charts for me. So candlestick charts are so helpful because they give you so much more information up front about what's going on with the stock price versus line charts. I have a video going in detail about candlesticks, but for now, just keep this in mind. So each candlestick is gonna give you the stock's open, close, high, and low for that period that your stock chart is in. So on a 4-hour chart, each candlestick gives you price movement over 4 hours. The same for a day chart, month chart. The candlestick body is what tells you what the stock's open and close price is. So for a green uptrending candle, the open price is gonna start at the bottom of the rectangle. So the price opened here and it closed at the top. The opposite for a down candlestick, a red candlestick. It opened at the top price and closed at the bottom. Now the long sticks that are hanging off of the end, those are your high and low points for that chart. So the highest or the lowest that it got at that time period. Those are called wicks, shadows, whatever. You can just call them a wick, shadow, something. I hope that makes sense. So the relationship between the days open, high, low, and close determines the look of that candlestick, okay? So candlestick gives you all of that. It's crazy. That was a great question. Next, why can't you sell during the pre-market? Okay, so we know that the stock market has hours that it operates. It's gonna be different for wherever your time zone is, but for me, it's 8:30 to 3 p.m. But you can still trade before and after the market closes. After hours trading happens on electronic exchanges before regular trades happen. So these electronic networks don't have physical locations. So this isn't happening down on Wall Street. You can just set your account to allow pre-market trading in your brokerage. So you can do that on Webull and you can do that on Robinhood and any other brokerage. Next question. So what is the best way to approach and strategize when investing in stocks? So the best approach for a new trader is gaining the basic knowledge of trading, types of trades, understanding stock news and fundamentals, And also learn how to read stock charts. That's the main thing, learning how to read stock charts and how to use indicators. Setting aside money, and then also setting aside money only for trading, not rent, not savings, anything like that. I was on Facebook today and somebody put on there, you know, God, please help me stop putting my savings money in Dogecoin. Like, what? Girl, do not take anything out of your savings account to trade stocks. So always trade with money that you're comfortable losing. And that way you'll be a little less stressed out throughout your learning process. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Next question. This one is gonna be good. Why do I purchase in the money options and still end up losing money? The ish is blowing my mind. I feel you, sis. I hear you. I hear you. So check this out. So in the money options are more valuable than out of the money options because if an investor wanted to purchase or sell those 100 shares, then it would already be below the stock price. So there's value there. What I think you're talking about is the option value and the premium. So if you open a contract and put your bid and ask in, then that's going to be the premium that you pay. So if the price goes down, even when it's in the money, the option is going to lose value. The amount in loss or gain, that information you're going to get from your Greeks. So with that, that's why you're still losing money on in the money options. I can only suggest really finding the stock trend. I can only suggest to really find that stock trend over time. Follow that direction and pick a further expiration date. And also covered option plays are very beneficial. So when I say covered, that just means that you actually own the 100 shares of the stock. So whatever direction it goes, if you did actually want to get into that trade, then you know you already still have those shares. So that's something to think about in the money. And this is gonna be our last question. And this actually, I think this is probably gonna be one of the best answers to any of these questions. This was a great question, okay? So last question of the Q&A. Stop limits and other types of market orders. So she's asking for information about different types of stock orders. So you have different ones. So depending on the strategy or the type of trader that you are, different stock orders can help you trade more effectively. So knowing the order that you're looking for is so important. There's market orders, limit orders, stop orders, and trailing stop orders. So let's just break each one down individually. A market order is just gonna get you into the trade at whatever the current price is. So it could be trading at a certain price, you put your order in, and then in a second, it could go up $10. Then that's the price that you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay $10 more than what you thought you were, okay? So it's a whatever it goes price. It has its pros. It's gonna have its pros and its cons because your order will more than likely go through immediately. So that's the good part about it. If you have a stock that has crazy volatility and you wanna make sure that you get in, then a market order might be a way to go. But the downside is that it's usually the worst price that you can get in a trade. So when buying, you're gonna be buying it way higher than what you would have wanted. And then when you're selling it, you're probably gonna sell it for a lot less than what you would actually wanna sell it for. You're gonna be spending more and making less with market orders, okay? For the most part. A limit order will have a certain price where the order is going to get filled, but there's nothing that says that this is gonna happen. So it's not in stone. You just put an order out there. I put an order out into the universe. Is it gonna happen? I don't know. Okay, so there's nothing that says that this is gonna happen. It's not in stone. So with your limit orders, you can set a price that you're wanting to get in the trade, be it high or low, and it gives you more control of the trade. So you get the price that you want. It's just that there's a possibility that it won't get filled. So next you have stop orders. And a stop order is gonna get triggered when a stock price moves above or below a certain level. So this can keep you from huge losses and also help you lock in profits during a crazy trend reversal. So these are pretty cool. And then the last one is a stop loss order. And it's similar to like a stop market order. So it's like a market order, but it's a stop market order. So there are buy and sell stop loss orders. And how it works is it's gonna stay still. So nothing's gonna happen until a certain price point is passed. So once you actually pass a certain price point, then it's gonna activate that market order. So let's say, for example, if a sell stop order gets placed on a stock XYZ at $10 per share, then the sell order isn't gonna activate until the price actually drops below $10. So at $9.90, it's bye-bye, okay? So this type of order is good for traders who don't wanna actually sit and watch the market all day and still get protection from big losses. So if you have a 9 to 5, then this type of order is probably gonna be helpful for you, especially if you're in this crazy volatile market. It's going up and down by lunchtime, like what? So in the future, I'm gonna make a more detailed video about different orders and strategies, so be on the lookout for that. But for the most part, that's all I'm gonna say on it. Just different type of orders that are really gonna help you out. And so with that being said, that's gonna end this video. Those are all the questions that you guys had. So I might have another video, maybe further down the line and have more Q&As like this, even maybe a live Q&A. So I think that would be, beneficial, because like I said, whatever question that you have, I'm pretty sure somebody else has that same question. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys, that this helped to kind of clarify a few things. If this video is of value to you, make sure that you click that thumbs up button for your girl. Also, make sure that you subscribe and click that notification bell so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video for you guys. All right, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. All right, yep.